Whatever. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Crypto Talk. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. Make sure you type your name in the chat box. Hit the thumbs up for the YouTube channel. So we got Shane West from Chicago, LaShayna Robinson from Richmond, Sue Meek, Tony Pinkston from Philly, DT Crypto, Bethany Gibbs from Seattle, Stan Williams from Tampa, Trey from Arizona, Linda Reuter from Seattle, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed decision on which direction you want to move into. Oh, you like that version of I got 5 on it. Hold on, I have a new one. See, that's what I grew up on. But
good grammar.
There's a new one out now. It is now my favorite. I went and saw the movie. They brought this song back. Hello, Omar from Connecticut. Felix from New Jersey. Lance Hunt. Good evening. Exciting things happening in the crypto space. You guys been paying attention for the last 48 hours or 24 hours. I don't think I did a crypto talk yesterday. Oh yeah, I like this beat right here. And this is a fan-created one too, from the movie Yes. Hello, Elijah from Hercules, California. Omar, you gave a Bitcoin pump. I agree with you. It's called Fool's Gold. Let me say this. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make it happen? Make a decision, find a vehicle that's going to get you there, take action, and stay focused. Do not get distracted. There's so many things out there that can distract you in the space. You have limited resources. Now, this does not guarantee you success following these rules, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. Let me turn on screen share. My computer's moving a little slow on me. I got 5 on it. What price did Bitcoin hit? It hit 5K. I got 5 on it. All right, let's pause that. Let's get into what's been going on the market. This has been very, very interesting, and it's funny the messages that I've been getting from people that haven't paid attention to Bitcoin in over a year. All of a sudden now, so just making a move, they want to get involved one way or another. And the questions that I get asked, that's what really blows my mind. Brandon, Bitcoin went over 5,000. How do I get in? You've been talking about this for a long time. I want in. Really? I can't say that's the wrong question to ask because they don't know the right question to ask. That's all they know. So let's take a look. We're looking at CoinGecko here. And CoinGecko's got market cap at 175 billion. I saw I hit 183 billion earlier. So the market's come down just a bit. Bitcoin dominance. That reminds me. This transaction happen yet? No, I need to move some money around. Anyways, because I see this thing right now is a time where all the big boys are going to sell. They're going to get their 30% profit, let the sucker drop down a little bit, hover, and then it'll come back up. That's exactly what I'm doing. Anyways, price of Bitcoin right now is at $5,013, just like this was. I got 5 on it. So the last hour, it's been up 0.8%. Last 24 hours, 1.4%. 7 days, 23.5%. It's not Bitcoin that's really pushing this market cap up. I think Bitcoin is catching up to the altcoins that made a run earlier this week and this weekend. Actually, all last week. It was the altcoins pushing things, and Bitcoin finally kind of snapped and broke that $4,200 barrier, ran all the way up to 5,200. That's the highest I saw? I think was around 5,200. What does Poloniex say their 24-hour high was? I think it's 52 something, almost 53, depending on the market. Let's see, 24-hour high from Poloniex, 52.74. 24-hour low, 47.84. Right now, last price, 5,000. CoinGecko is a little different, 5,019. Bitcoin dominance is still at 50%. Let's see, the other coins made a run. Look at this. Last 24 hours, Ethereum is down. Ripple's down. It's still up over the last 7 days. So a little correction's taking place right now. And let's take a look at some of the news. Bitcoin curiosity went parabolic during Tuesday's massive rally. Parabolic. Let me put this link in the chat box. Google's Trend Explorer shows that global searches for the keyword Bitcoin more than tripled during Tuesday's massive rally. Bitcoin searches spike as crypto market booms. While the precise number of searches was not available, Google's back-end algorithms determined Tuesday's search volume by comparing it with the number of queries over time. See, Bitcoin starts to rise and everybody wants to run over and start Googling, what is it? What's Bitcoin? How do I get in? But nobody wants to actually get education so that they know what to do when this happens. This is where preparation is key. 2018 was a year to prepare. Get all the knowledge that you can. Get your game plan in place. This is where rule number 4 is so important. Where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, and a year from now? Because you got to prepare for it now. You can't wait till the rocket ship takes off and then say, I want a seat on it. You got to get on that rocket before it takes off. Early Tuesday morning, the volume of Bitcoin searches went parabolic, more than tripling over a matter of hours. Crypto interest tapered on Wednesday, but remained noticeably higher than earlier in the week. Google's trend data further revealed that Bitcoin searches were most popular in Nigeria, followed by South Africa, Netherlands, Austria, and Switzerland. Interestingly, the U.S. missed the top 10 and came at rank 14. Yeah, you want to get Americans' attention. This thing's got to get above 10,000. When it crosses 10,000, you'll see Americans acting crazy again, like 2017 all over again. While Canada was at 11, perhaps because the spike occurred during the middle of the night, hyperinflation struck Venezuela, scarcely made it into the top 20, and came 19th in Bitcoin keyword interest. Crypto prices correlate with Google searches. Bitcoin's upside swing in Google searches coincided with its bullish performance in the market. The Bitcoin price on Coinbase surged 22.63% to $5,123 in just 2 hours. Between 4 and 6, it was just around the time when Bitcoin's search trend picked momentum. By 1800 UTC on April 2nd, however, the Google keyword interest had dropped to 60 on a scale of 1 to 100. Around that time, the Bitcoin price was following a weak sideways trend, trading in a range defined by 47.21 to 47.39. The Google Trends move confirmed a strong correlation between price volatility and Bitcoin keyword searches. In September 2017, researchers at SEMrush, a search engine marketing firm, found that the Bitcoin price at that time had a 91% correlation with crypto-related search terms on Google. The study gave a simple explanation, stating that Bitcoin's rising price excited more people, and in return, those people searched online to find out what was it and how was it doing in the market. True statement. Explore search interest for Bitcoin by time, location, and popularity on Google Trends. Nevertheless, crypto searches also spiked during bearish times. During the November 2018 crash, in which BTC to the USD pair had broken below its long-term support at 6,000. Remember this, guys. It was at $6,000 last November, and nobody was talking about we were in a bull market in November. Why? Because we were used to it being at 9,000, and it dropped. Actually, I remember that time it was around 6,800, going between 6,800 and 7,200, and we were trying to get it back to 9,000, and then the opposite happened, and it dropped all the way to the $3,000 range. So this measly 5K, that's still 1,000 points lower than where we were in November. This is not a bull run right now. I call this fool's gold. Why? Because it's going to be the fools that are going to dump all their money in right now because they think we're on a bull run. I think we're headed in that direction, but I don't think we're anywhere near close to it. For my trigger signals is market cap getting to 300 billion. That'll be my trigger signal that, oh yeah, we're in a good healthy zone again, and this could go all the way back up. Litecoin Bitcoin Cash fuel staggering $33 billion crypto rally. Really? So this is the third theory I'm hearing. The first was there was a whale, one or two whales, moving like 100 million plus in Bitcoin around. The second theory, is now Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. And the third we're going to cover in a moment has to do with the SEC. Or it could be a combination of all three happening at the same time that could be doing it. Maybe it's not just one. So Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash fuel $33 billion rally. The crypto market cap has added a staggering $32.6 billion to its valuation in the last 2 days. And it is not just Bitcoin that is leading the pump. Interesting word there. What started as a Bitcoin rally later transformed into an altcoin fest when Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin began to posting winning numbers. While Bitcoin Cash surged from 168.50 to as high as 336.62, it almost doubled. Litecoin ballooned to almost twice its April 2nd valuation, rising from $61 to a session high at $94.48. Together, the world's fourth and fifth largest cryptocurrencies injected $4.52 billion into the market that comprise almost 14% of the overall crypto pump. Bitcoin Cash price extended its upside momentum this Wednesday with a 54.18% jump in just 24 hours. As of 18:15 UTC, the pair was trading at $319, down 5.5% from its intraday high. Crypto exchanges facilitating BCH enabled pairs posted an adjusted daily volume of $3.76 billion based on CMC data, mostly against Tether's stablecoin, Bitcoin, and the South Korean won. So in other words, the coins that were tethered to, funny I use that word tether. You guys see the movie Us? Let me not give any spoiler alerts. Anyways, any of the coins that were tethered to the USD had a major bump up. Coins that were not tethered to the USD did not. For example, Pundi X. In fact, let's take a look here. No, not that one. I want, let's bring up Coin Market Cap. I should use CoinGecko, but I'm just not, almost get there. I'll be comfortable with it. All right, let's see. CoinGecko. Come on, computer. Don't slow down on me now. Trying to prove a point. Okay. One of these pop up for me. Give it a second. All right. Well, CoinGecko seems to be working, so let's put in Pundi. Pundi X. Yeah, I know it's okay. Well, it doesn't work like CoinMarketCap. Let me just scroll down to it. Pundi X. It did go up 6.5% in the negative a little bit. Big drop here, like all the coins did today. I'm not used to looking at that screen. Come on, Coin Market. Pundi. Pundi. Ancient Coin was another one that's up just a little bit. Pundi's down negative 2%, 2.77. It's worth 0.0006 cents. Last 7 days. It did have a little bump, but not by much. Should have really skyrocketed like the others, but it didn't. Anyways, I hope that you understand what I'm saying. Coins that were tethered to the US dollar had a major run. Those that did not kind of remained stagnant a bit. So the Bitcoin Cash price jumped. BCH enabled pairs posted an adjusted daily volume of 3.76 billion. I got that. The surge led Bitcoin Cash into an overbought area, according to its daily relative strength index. The momentum indicator was 91 at the time of this writing, awaiting correction. There is a likelihood that it would extend further into the selling area before dropping any lower, the signs of which could be seen in the price above. The BCH to dollar rate is currently targeting $400 to $408 as the next potential resistance area. The range earlier reversed Bitcoin Cash bearish momentum on 9 separate occasions. The bears were able to break the support line only in the wake of poor fundamentals raised by the hard fork last November. $400 was support for Bitcoin Cash, as much as $6,000. Something just hit me. Another reason why that huge dip last November was because of the Bitcoin Cash hard fork. Remember that? The war between, was it Roger Ver and Craig Wright? They were fighting with each other. Craig Wright pulled a punk move and messed with the hash rate mining, dropping the entire market. And he said, I'll drop this thing down to $1,500. Yeah, that caused a scare in the market. We haven't recovered from that. So before I ever declare a bull, we got to recover from the Bitcoin Cash fork. And it looks like we're about there. We're just recovering from that to get to that $6,000 range. Litecoin to dollar rate jumped. LTC enabled pairs noted an adjusted volume worth 5.8 billion. Okay. Like BCH, LTC also entered its overbought RSI area, 287. But unlike BCH, LTC had a crucial technical indicator supporting its upside push, the Golden Cross, an event in which a short-term moving average goes above a long-term moving average, formed on the Litecoin chart on March 10th. That does not explain why the Litecoin price spiked so abruptly, though all the Golden Cross indicated was an upside push. As of now, the Litecoin price is testing 93.79 as its interim resistance, while setting its upside target towards 102. If the pair fails to break above them and pulls back, then the pressure to support the uptrend will fall upon a support area defined by 62.89 to 68.98. They acted as a strong resistance during the cryptocurrency uptrend. Okay. I want to see what the bot has been doing. Any major change here? 32 Bitcoin. Buy order is at 4,982. Sell order 50-50. So for at least the next 8 hours or so, this is projected to bounce here. But we're now coming on the time. It's going on 6:30 p.m. California, Pacific Standard Time, which means Europe should be waking up in the next 3 hours. It's almost 9:30 Eastern. Yeah, in about the next 3 to 4 hours, Europe will be waking up. Asia's already awake right now. And I think that is why this happened. It was at 5,200 a couple hours ago and then dropped. And I think that's because Asia woke up. And now the next couple hours, then it recovered a little bit. It went all the way down to 48.24 or so. Now it's bouncing back up, short little recovery, back above the 5,000 mark. But then Europe's going to wake up. So it's either going to continue to rise like that, or they're going to wake up and see that this happened. And all the uneducated folks over there that don't understand Bitcoin, they're going to panic and they're going to sell, and you're going to see it come back down again until the United States wakes up in the next 9, 10 hours. So this will be interesting to watch. You know, since I'm in California, I'll be up until maybe midnight or 1, so I can see what Europe's doing and look at the charts before I go to sleep to see how it's like opening bell for the stock market to see how Europe responds. But we're seeing a little bit of an uptick here, even on CoinGecko. We've got a 1.2% upswing here. The last hour, it's back in the green. See, all these are in the green. That's a short bounce back. How long this lasts, we'll see. All right, now, Bitcoin metric flashes bullish for the first time in 442 days. Wow, you realize how long that's been. 442 days. I'm proud of those of you that have been able to remain focused and steadfast and continuing your education and building up your reserves for the last 442 days, because most people sold, ran for the hills, quit, called it a scam, swore off they'd never ever be involved in crypto again. They're involved in 5, 6, 7 other things and deals and whatnot all over the place. But if you've been able to remain consistent and continue learning when the market was in this bear time, you give yourself a pat on the back. That's 442 days we've been going through this. So let's see here. The Bitcoin price just accomplished something it failed to do every day for more than a year. And it has speculators foaming at the mouth. For the first time in 442 days, in nearly 15 months, a positive candle of Bitcoin was closed on a chart that uses a technical analysis method called the Ichimoku cloud. What a name. The Ichimoku cloud. A collection of indicators that demonstrate support and resistance levels. It's like you got to be a weatherman, be able to read, Doppler weather, Doppler crypto. As Bitcoin climbed over the $5,000 mark after surpassing a key resistance level at 4,200, it broke out of a 15-month bear trend, which some technical analysts argue was already broken when Bitcoin recovered to mid 4,000. You can't say mid 4,000. You know how fast it moved past that? An hour. I got to look at something again here. Wow. So look at this buy wall. It's pushed this chart all the way towards the end, but it's smaller now. This can go either way very quickly. The new wall, get that out there. The new wall now is set at 5,065. That's why that bot has a sell order at 50.50. So the bot is selling before it hits this wall at 50.65. And then the buy order wall is about 49.55. So the price right now is 50.10. What is the bot doing? 49.66. Yep. That makes perfect sense. I see what they're doing. If it passes 5,074, there's another little wall there at 51.36. If it passes that, the next wall is at 5,300, 52.75. But if it passes that, then we got a steep wall at almost 5,500, 5,400. On the opposite end, at that bottom, 49.59, and then 40.82, 48.82. What was the 24-hour low? 47.84. Okay. But when it bounces like this is a lot. If you're a day trader, if I was doing my day trading consistently, there's a lot of money being made off of this. Then you're able to read this, boom, this drop like that, coming shortly back up. That's a big swing in the last 2 hours to go from 4,800 back to 5,000. over 200 points. Okay, back to the article. So what's ahead for Bitcoin in 2019? As everybody wants to predict. I have a prediction, or shall we call it a spoiler alert? Some of you will get that. WrestleMania coming up this weekend. The Bitcoin price rally in the past 2 days was primarily triggered by three factors. A short squeeze of 500 million worth of contracts on exchanges like BitMEX. That's the whales. Buyers absorbing massive sell orders in the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars, and lack of resistance above a key resistance level at 4,200. Why don't you mention anything about the SEC? Typically, a strong short-term price movement of Bitcoin is followed by a slight retracement, especially if the rally is larger than 10%. Well, we kind of saw that in the last couple hours. But the sheer momentum of the crypto market could allow major assets to continue to perform throughout the weeks to come. In the near term, market analyst David Puel suggested that the velocity of Bitcoin may lead to the formation of a third cycle during which the dominant crypto increases in value. In the first and second cycle, which occurred in 2011 and 2017, Bitcoin recorded a return of over tenfold. Still too little history to make definite conclusions, but Bitcoin velocity seems to be in the beginning phase of its third cycle. I would agree with that reluctantly, because I don't see this going past 6,000 this year. But if you look at 2017, Bitcoin started at the $1,000 range. It took from January 2017 all the way to what? July to break 2,000 to 3,000. I'm going off of memory, but I don't have to. Let's look at the chart. This is important because we're charting what the future progress can happen for Bitcoin. And they're doing the same. They're looking at 2011 and 2017. So let's go back to 2017. I hope you guys are learning something from this. I'm like sharing all my secrets, how I read the charts and stuff. So January 2017, we were looking at less than $1,000 a coin. January 6th, it was worth $892, 2017. Then it took to get to, we're now in April, it's still at 1,100. Then it had a jump. In May, it got to 2,200, hovered there throughout July. Then it had a jump. September, when did it break 3,000? This is when Bitcoin Cash forked from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash around this time, August, September 2017. So then we saw a jump to 4,000 in August, $4,000, 4,500. Then it dropped back down, a little correction to 3,300. So look at that. That was a huge drop. Went from 4,500 to 3,300 in like a week. So we're now in September 2017. All year. Now, this was a big jump from $800. Look at the previous history of Bitcoin. It had never been past only over $1,000 once back in 2011. Did it reach that high again? So then we come back over to 2017, and we're in September, and it's at $3,700 a coin. Everybody is, losing their mind. You know how many millionaires were created during this time? There were a lot of millionaires during this time. But then look what happened. Boom. They call this the second rocket takeoff. This was the first. See that little tiny mountain hill, molehill compared to this? But what if we do this? And we zoom in on that time. Oh, Brandon, come on now. How do I get back? Let me do this again. Give me all my data. Okay. And let's do this. That looks like a big jump from December 12th, 2012. So all of Bitcoin's history up until this point, look at that. It looks almost flatline, right? Millionaires were being created when it was at these prices. $100 a coin, $70 a coin. Then all of a sudden it went, $1,100 a coin. Then it came back down again. And it stayed that way for 3 years. Then we go into 2017 and boom, here's a second rocket ship, which is much bigger than this one. Then it's come down again. See where we are here? This is where we were here back then. We're right here. How long does this go into this zone again? I don't think it's going to be 3 years. I think maybe a year and a half. So we're already, from this point, we're already almost a year into it. And then we're going to see the third rocket. That's going to make this look like that molehill right there. The question is when. Everybody wants to be Nostradamus and make predictions. 20,000 by the end of the year, 50,000 by the end of the year, 1 million by 2023. I don't know. I don't know when. I know it's going to happen. But I'm not concerned about the price. I'm only concerned about positioning. Getting our crypto portfolio in the right way and stacking as many coins as we possibly can while we can. So let me go back. So let's see. Yeah, return of tenfold. Still too little history to be made conclusions. That's true. Many technical indicators show that Bitcoin has likely reached its bottom at 3122. I don't know. I still think it can go below 3,000. But it's on track to enter an accumulation phase wherein the market gradually climbs to previous levels. The recent rally of crypto, which began with Bitcoin's impressive 19% gain within a span of minutes, led the valuation of the crypto market to surge by $33 billion in merely 2 days. The rally led cryptos in the likes of Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Augur, and Cardano to record gains in the range of 20 to 55%, with Bitcoin Cash remaining as the best performing crypto asset on the day. Sentiment is changing. I'd agree with that. The crypto market is still down about 80% from its all-time high at $815 billion. And Bitcoin has a long way to go before recovering to 20,000. But the sentiment around crypto seems to be rapidly improving, with industry executives demonstrating confidence towards the prosperity of the crypto market. This week, Barry Silbert, the founder of Digital Currency Group, arguably the most influential venture capital firm in the crypto sector, disclosed that Grayscale Investments surpassed $1 billion in assets under management, and they're just getting started. It is also important to note that the sentiment around cryptocurrencies has started to change as Bitcoin approaches its halving. So that date is going to be May 2020. Oh, it says it down here too. Let me read it. A mechanism which reduces the rate at which new coins are mined as the network approaches its fixed supply of 21 million BTC. The next halving of Bitcoin's block reward is expected to occur in May 2020, which would mean that based on historical data, the asset could pick up momentum beginning next month. So it starts to speed up as it gets to that halving point. So that gives us a general idea on how much time we have before the next rocket takes off. until May 2020. I like to play it even more safe. I say we have to the end of the year. Some friends of mine, they say we only have to the end of the summer because the Bitcoin ETFs is what's going to change everything. And what does that mean? Well, let's look at it. SEC has approved Bitcoin ETFs, leading to a market boost. So they say that this is why we had a market boost. And I'm curious why the other news articles or websites are not reporting this. SEC has approved Bitcoin ETFs, leading to a market boost. The U.S. SEC has shocked the crypto market by giving them a pleasant surprise. The SEC has approved 2 applications related to the Bitcoin-powered exchange-traded funds. So I predict tomorrow morning when I do Crypto Talk, CCN and news.bitcoin.com will probably be reporting on this because this just happened. Bitcoin lovers in the U.S. must be very happy over the news, and they are reflecting their happiness by boosting the market upward. Bitwise will be launching Bitcoin exchange-traded funds next month at the beginning, along with one investment management firm called VanEck. The decision of this matter was pending with SEC for over 6 months. Bitcoin lovers were keeping one eye on the decision while making their trading and investment moves. The SEC kept on postponing the date to give the final verdict on the application submitted related to Bitcoin ETF. The delay happened for over 3 times. Last Friday was the date of the final result, but even that was postponed. However, now that the news is out and the result has been in favor of the market has also responded to the news in a positive way. Since the announcement by SEC, the total market cap has increased by $13.8 billion. And the price of Bitcoin has gone up from around $4,000 to more than $6,000. Where? See, that's why people make so much freaking money on arbitrage. $6,000. Well, okay. CoinGecko shows Bitcoin at right now 5,034. CoinMarketCap shows it at 5,052. Poloniex has it at 5,021. So not all of them have the same price. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to talk about arbitrage. That's why they make their money. But where is it for $6,000? Before making the final announcement on the midnight of April 1st, the SEC conducted an emergency meeting in which the members and the participants of the meeting reconsidered the decision on the background of the recent public outrage over a delayed SEC decision. As per the news report, SEC Chairman Jay Clayton called the members of the commission and told them to give the final decision once without much delay. However, many consider this decision as irrational. One MIT professor has said, "I believe Clayton was attempting to counteract the narrative that the American government is unable to act without shutdowns and other shades of political chaos." That might be partially true. He also stated, however, this kind of rash action could send the message that the SEC is perhaps not acting with as much caution as it should be. Okay, then that's where you need to go sit down. What do you mean not act with much caution? They've been looking at this since 2014. All right. They rejected the Winklevoss twins twice. They've rejected or postponed every ETF since 2017. I think they've been cautious enough. VanEck filed its recent application on BTC ETF to the SEC in January. Bitwise, on the other hand, filed its application in February with an assurance from SEC that it would take a mere 45 days to decide on the application. Whatever has been the process and whatever ups and downs the applications have seen, the crypto community has responded to this pleasant news of approval positively. Though some experts are calling this decision irrational, The present market is not. Some crypto lovers are even saying that this decision could work as a catalyst and cure the bear market, which has been staining the market for months now. I don't think so. This is my own personal opinion. I think that this is a good shot in the arm, but the brakes are still on right now. The true market value of Bitcoin, in my opinion, is over $14,000 a coin. Why is it sitting at this low price right now? Market manipulation. Let's say if there was no market manipulation, the price of the coin was at 14,000, and then we get news of the SEC doing what it did. The price of Bitcoin would shoot up to 30 grand. Here it shot up, what, 800 points? So that's just what I'm saying. Personally, I believe the market is still being manipulated. This is not a bull run, and that you're going to see another correction. But you can make a whole lot of money in the process. This is fool's gold. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just you're going to have all the uneducated people all excited. Oh, Bitcoin's back. Let me go put all my money in. And then it drops down to 3,800, 3,700. They're going to think they lost everything again. One last article I'm going to cover because I thought this was funny. Warren Buffett has something to say. Why? When guys like this speak publicly, pay attention. I don't believe half of what they say, but I want to know what their motive is and their intention is. Bitcoin is exploding. Crypto market is exploding. And Warren Buffett says, yeah, banks will be worth more money 10 years from now. What? That was a left field comment. Banks will be worth more money 10 years from now? What are you talking about? So what you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Warren? Let's see. Personally, I think this is misdirection he's doing. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway is bullish on the banks. They're a business I understand, and I like the price at which they're selling relative to their future prospects, Buffett said in a wide-ranging interview with Yahoo Finance's editor-in-chief, Andy Serwer. I think 10 years from now, how old is Warren Buffett? I don't think he's reached his 80s yet. Maybe 78, 79. I don't know. You guys can tell me, how old is Warren Buffett? And how old will he be 10 years from now? So, I think 10 years from now that they'll be worth more money, and I feel there's a very high probability I'm right. This may be true. Again, I'm on the side that it's not Bitcoin or banks. I think the both are going to be able to coincide side by side. As long as we have governments, there will be banks in those governments. During the third quarter of 2018, Berkshire Hathaway snapped up a new position in JP Morgan Chase, a 35.6 million share stock. Wait, hold up. See, this is where you got to read between the lines. It might look like, oh yeah, well, they're just investing in a bank. But what is JP Morgan Chase doing right now? They're attempting to launch the JPM coin. They've got a bundle of blockchain patents that they're gobbling up. They believe in the blockchain, even though they don't like Bitcoin. They are heavily investing in this. So what does Warren Buffett do? I thought he didn't like anything dealing with cryptos. He drops 14.5 million shares into Berkshire Hathaway of JP Morgan. You guys connecting the dots here? What is he preparing for? It now makes it the 9th largest stock holding for him, with more than 50.1 million shares. Just think about this. The guy who says Bitcoin is rat poison square, I don't understand all that fintech stuff, even though he dropped 200 million in the fintech sector. What's his partner's name? Charlie Munger, I think. Like 90-something years old, billionaire too. He's even more hawkish or bearish on crypto space. Yet they're sure putting a whole lot of money into entities directly and indirectly involved in crypto. He says, I don't think it will turn out to be the best investments at all of the whole panoply of things you could do, but I'm pretty sure that they won't disappoint me. Hey, he thinks he's going to be living forever. Buffett, 88. Okay, now look at this, though. They got him side by side with Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon, he has already proven to be a thief. He's been found guilty of fraud, market manipulation, breaking finance rules, and all he had to do was pay fines. He's also, like Warren Buffett said, that Bitcoin was a joke, it's not going anywhere, which we all know he was lying about. And now Warren Buffett, side by side him, connect the dots. I don't believe a thing they say, but I follow what they do. Buffett, oh, he's 88. Good grief. He'll be 98 in 10 years. It's his type. Those type of guys, they live to be 100 plus. Buffett, 88, has publicly praised JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon for years, but had not owned the stock until late last year. Okay, hold up again. Wait. You wait. Jamie Dimon is known as the GOAT in the banking world. But you wait till late last year, that means 2018, to invest in his company. After he's done an about face and jumping head first into crypto. And then you invest in his company. Connect the dots. He says last year he told Yahoo Finance that he made a mistake. So I'm glad you can admit that you make mistakes by not buying JP Morgan earlier. Lately, Buffett has been bullish on bank stocks. Berkshire Hathaway holds large positions in Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Bank of New York Mellon, and PNC Financial. Buffett has been a long-time holder of Wells Fargo stock. So now that you hear where he's got his money, and if the banks look at crypto as a threat, then it's safe to assume that Warren Buffett also sees it as a threat. And will always, it's like whenever you hear a Democrat or a Republican talk, the moment you know that they're a Democrat or a Republican, you kind of know what's going to come out their mouth next. You know where their interests are. They're biased. Warren Buffett is biased towards the banks. Why is he biased towards the banks? Because he invests a whole lot of money in them. Buffett has been a long-time holder of Wells Fargo stock, with the position dating back to 2001. He's trimmed the position slightly in recent quarters, though it's still a top 3 holding for Berkshire. Here's another question. If I was the reporter, I would ask, what can they, further push him a little bit. Say, Warren Buffett, you've been a long-time holder in Wells Fargo. You own stakes in Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Bank of New York Mellon, and PNC Financial. But the largest bank out there is Chase. Why haven't you invested in the largest bank in America? What changed in the last quarter of 2018 that made you decide, yeah, I think I'll go put money there? Is it because you found out what Jamie Dimon is about to do in the crypto space? That's the only thing that's changed with Chase. As a matter of fact, they've been fined like 3 or 4 times over the past 2 years for bank fraud and wire fraud and market manipulation. Yet that is what you want to invest in? There's another motive going on here that he hasn't shared, but I am safe to assume. Connect the dots. The wealthy always know how to stay wealthy during the changing of the times. They're not going anywhere. However, each and every one of you has the opportunity to get on the ship that they play on. There's no barrier of entry here. There's no Jamie Dimon or Warren Buffett or anybody else rich that can hold you back, because all you need is access to a cell phone, internet, and a willingness to learn. And if you even only have $5 to your name, your education can teach you how to flip that $5 to make something of it. And I am a walking example of that, because I flipped $30 to everything I have right now. September 2017, when I put $30, when you put some skin in the game, I put a little measly $30 into the game and I made it work. And it's taken a year and a half to get to the point where I'm now. But the next year and a half, I won't be playing in the $30 stamp pool. We're talking in the six-figure stamp pool to invest, and let those six figures flip you into the millionaire level. And then you just keep flipping it, keep going up. But you got to start somewhere. And it's okay if you don't have a whole lot to start with, as long as you get started. That's the most important. So that is it for Late Night Crypto Talk. I'm going to have my eye on the market all night, because that's what things seem to happen, especially what's coming out of Asia. Let's look at the market cap again since I've been talking. It dipped below 5,000, 4,997. Let's see, what has Polonius? Yes, Polonius got it at 49.53. Come on, my account. I can move stuff around. Acting like Coinbase on me, have everything in pending. All right, so I'm going to be watching this closely. I got to make some moves before I go to sleep. I don't want to be asleep and things go down and I couldn't do nothing about it. So anyways, hope you guys learned something new. As always, that is the point. Look at these candlesticks. God bless everybody. Good night. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.